The 2023 NFL Draft is going to change the landscape of the NFL. Some teams have drastically improved their roster with talented young rookies at various positions. In this video, we will discuss the 5 teams that drafted the weapons that will improve their teams the most. Let's keep in mind that these are based off on what we think the players will become in the future based on what they produced at the college level, since there's no way we can predict how these picks will pan out. So let's get right into it. The Philadelphia Eagles. First, we need to mention the Philadelphia Eagles, who fell just shy of the title this season, but vastly improved their team at the draft, particularly on defense. The Eagles entered the NFL Draft with a clear objective: to acquire top-ranked players at key positions of need, and boy did they deliver. In the first round of the draft, the Eagles landed arguably the most dominant defensive player available in the draft, defensive tackle Jalen Carter. Carter is a Power 5 interior defender who registered 32 total pressures from 273 pass rushing snaps. And if that wasn't impressive enough, the Eagles also drafted Nolan Smith with the 30th pick. Smith, despite being undersized at 238 pounds, is an incredible athlete and is bound to be a big-time difference maker blitzing off of the edge for Philadelphia. The Eagles continued to impress on day 2 by acquiring Tyler Steen, who transferred from Vanderbilt to Alabama to protect number 1 overall pick Bryce Young's blindside. Steen was a reliable blocker in college, and while his arms are under the 33-inch threshold required to play tackle, he may move inside. Tyler Steen was a steady riser throughout the draft process and is the newest student at Stoutland University in Philadelphia. Additionally, the Eagles drafted Sidney Brown, the first true safety off the board who fills a position of need left by Eagles starters Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and Marcus Epps, who left the team in free agency. Brown is a rangy, deep safety who can cover a ton of ground. His testing was off the charts with his 10-yard split, vertical jump, and broad jump all above the 90th percentile among safeties. The Eagles in the 4th round of the draft traded up for Kelee Ringo, a young cornerback who showed inconsistency after a breakout 2021 season. Ringo, who is one of the most freakish athletes in the entire draft, is a bit stiff moving laterally. However, that may have caused him to drop down to the 4th round, but a 6'2" and 207 pounds, he has the potential to line up out wide or perhaps transition to safety. The Eagles also drafted Tanner McKee, a developmental backup quarterback with potential due to his size and accuracy. Though he isn't a great athlete and won't create much outside of structure, the scheme and supporting cast did him few favors, contributing to his underwhelming production at Stanford. Finally, the Eagles landed Moro Ojomo, an excellent run defender who could become a 7th-round gem with improvements to his pass rushing skills. The Eagles' draft haul could have major implications for their upcoming season. By acquiring several highly ranked players at key positions of need, the Eagles have added depth and talent to their roster, which could result in significant improvements on defense. Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith could help the Eagles retool their defensive line once again with elite talent. Sidney Brown could provide stability in the Eagles' secondary, and Tyler Steen could shore up their offensive line. Meanwhile, Ringo and Ojomo could prove to be excellent late-round finds. The Eagles' draft strategy of acquiring top-ranked players at key positions of need has paid off in spades. While it remains to be seen how these players will perform in the NFL, the Eagles have given themselves a great chance to improve their team and take the next step towards being Super Bowl champions next season. The Pittsburgh Steelers. The next team that made our list are the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh made some key moves during the 2023 NFL Draft that could set them up for success in the upcoming season. With a focus on strengthening their offensive and defensive lines as well as adding depth to their secondary and tight end position, the Steelers may have landed some of the best value picks of the draft. In round 1, the Steelers traded up to grab offensive tackle Broderick Jones from Georgia. Jones has proven himself as a talented pass blocker by allowing just 9 total pressures on 470 pass blocking snaps in 2022. This pick could be crucial in protecting their quarterback and giving their offense more opportunities to score. In round 2, the Steelers selected physical cornerback Joey Porter Jr. from Penn State. Porter is known for his length and ability to disrupt his opponents at the catch point and line of scrimmage, as evidenced by his 40% forced incompletion rate in 2022, which led all Power 5 cornerbacks. With the addition of Porter, the Steelers have strengthened their secondary, which was a weak point last season. With their second pick in the second round, the Steelers added defensive tackle Keanu Benton from Wisconsin, a versatile defender who can line up in the A and B gaps. Benton will be a valuable addition to the Steelers' run defense, which struggled in 2022. With a strong 10.5% run-stop win rate in 2022, Benton has the potential to make a significant impact on the team. The Steelers continued to focus on their offense in the third round, selecting tight end Darnell Washington from Georgia. At 6'8" and 272 pounds, Washington is a freakish athlete with a strong resume in the ground game. He finished in the top 5 among Power 5 tight ends in run blocking grade in 2022, and he also has the potential to be a mismatch weapon as a receiver. On day 3 of the draft, the Steelers made 2 key picks that could add depth to their defense. They selected edge rusher Nick Herbig from Wisconsin, who knows how to rush the passer, and they also picked cornerback Corey Trice Jr. from Purdue, a physically imposing corner who is extremely aggressive at the line of scrimmage and tackles well. The Steelers' final pick was guard Spencer Anderson from Maryland, who was a steady pass blocker in 2022 but struggled as a run blocker. While Anderson may not have been the most highly touted prospect at his position, the Steelers may have found a hidden gem who can provide depth to their offensive line. Overall, the Steelers had an impressive draft, addressing some of their biggest weaknesses and adding depth to their roster. With the addition of talented players like Jones, Porter, Benton, and Washington, the Steelers could be a force to be reckoned with in the upcoming season. The Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals entered the 2023 NFL Draft with some key needs to address, including the offensive line, pass rush, and secondary. And after selecting 9 players, we believe that they came out of the draft as one of the most improved teams in the league. Let's take a closer look at why. In the first round of the draft, the Cardinals made a bold move by trading down from the 3rd overall pick to the 6th, but then quickly traded back up to select Paris Johnson Jr. from Ohio State. Johnson Jr. is a massive left tackle standing at 6'6" and weighing 310 pounds. He is also a skilled pass blocker who allowed only 14 total pressures from 449 pass blocking snaps in his last season at Ohio State. This pick should provide a significant upgrade to the Cardinals' offensive line and better protect their franchise quarterback, Kyler Murray. Day 2 of the draft saw the Cardinals address their pass rush needs with the selection of B.J. Ojulari, an edge rusher from LSU. While he may not have elite physical traits, Ojulari makes up for it with a deep repertoire of pass rush moves and a relentless motor. He should provide an immediate boost to the Cardinals' pass rush and add much-needed pressure on opposing quarterbacks. In the 3rd round, the Cardinals addressed their secondary by selecting Garrett Williams from Syracuse. Williams is a smooth mover on the outside with great footwork and was a 3-year starter at Syracuse. He excels in off-zone coverage, a crucial aspect of the Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon's defense. Williams should slot in as a starter and should be an impact player for the Cardinals. With their 4th round pick, the Cardinals selected John Gaines II, a guard from the UCLA. While he may not possess any specific elite skill, Gaines is a reliable asset in both the run and pass game, with consistent and balanced play. In the 5th round, the Cardinals addressed their quarterback depth with the selection of Clayton Tune from Houston. While he may be a developmental piece, Tune has shown impressive accuracy with a 79.5% adjusted completion percentage, which ranks 7th in the country in 2022. He is also a good athlete, which should add some rushing upside to the Cardinals' playbook. With Murray recovering from a torn ACL, Tune should provide a solid backup option. The Cardinals continued to address their defensive needs in the 5th and 6th rounds with the selection of Owen Pappoe from Auburn and Keitrell Clark from Louisville, respectively. Pappoe is a speedy linebacker who struggled against the run but excelled in coverage. Clark projects as a slot cornerback at the next level and is a downhill attacker who should excel in blitz packages. Finally, in the 6th round, the Cardinals selected Dante Stills, a defensive interior from West Virginia. Stills is a versatile player who can line up in multiple positions on the defensive line, and his athleticism and quickness make him a valuable asset. Overall, the Cardinals made smart moves throughout the draft to address their key needs, and they should come out of it as one of the most improved teams in the NFL. The addition of Paris Johnson Jr. should improve their offensive line, while the selections of B.J. Ojulari, Garrett Williams, and Keitrell Clark should provide a significant upgrade to their defense. With some promising developmental pieces in Clayton Tune and Dante Stills, the Cardinals have set themselves up for success in the future. The Indianapolis Colts. Next up, we've got to give some props to the Indianapolis Colts. Indy had an impressive draft this year, landing some promising talent that should bolster their roster immediately. One of the key picks for the Colts was quarterback Anthony Richardson, who was selected with the 4th overall pick. Although Richardson's passing game can be inconsistent at times, he is an incredible athlete, forcing 39 missed tackles in 2022 alone. If he can refine his skills as a passer, he could become a formidable presence on the field that can lead the Colts. Another standout pick for the Colts was cornerback Julius Brents, who possesses a rare combination of size and athleticism. At 6'3" and 34-inch arms and a 42-inch vertical, Brents has traits worth betting on for the Colts, despite his relatively unimpressive production and grading profile. Wide receiver Josh Downs was also a smart pick for the Colts, as he was highly rated by plenty of scouts entering the draft. Although he is undersized for the slot position, Downs is one of the better underneath separators in this class and excels at winning contested situations over the middle of the field. The Colts then addressed their need for reinforcements along the offensive line with the selection of Blake Freeland, a 6'8" tackle who tested off the charts with impressive scores in the vertical jump, broad jump, short shuttle, and 3-cone. While his athleticism will be best utilized as a run blocker in space, he will need to improve as a pass protector at the NFL level. Additionally, Adetomiwa Adebawore, a talented edge rusher who fell in the draft, will provide depth for the Colts' defensive line, although he will need to refine his technique to be effective at the NFL level. On day 3 of the draft, the Colts continued to add talented players to their roster, including cornerback Darius Rush, who is still learning the nuances of the position, but is an incredible athlete with a knack for making plays on the ball. Safety Daniel Scott is a versatile and intelligent player who will add depth to the Colts secondary and contribute on special teams. Tight end Will Mallory brings legitimate receiving ability and versatility in the slot, although he needs to improve as a blocker. Jalen Jones is a big, strong cornerback who fits well in a cover 3 scheme and could benefit from working with Colts defensive coordinator Gus Bradley, who runs more cover 3 than any other defensive play caller. Finally, offensive tackle Jake Witt is an athletic prospect who will be another developmental project for the Colts. Overall, the Colts had an impressive draft this year, addressing key needs on both sides of the ball, while also taking some high-ceiling prospects who could develop into impact players down the line. If the Colts can effectively develop their young talent, they could emerge as one of the most improved teams in the league this season. The Tennessee Titans. Last but not least, we believe that the Tennessee Titans have come out of the 2023 NFL Draft as one of the most improved teams in the entire league. The Titans address key areas of need, particularly on the offensive side of the ball. Their draft class featured several high-potential players who could have an immediate impact on the team's success. In the first round, the Titans selected offensive tackle Peter Skoronski from Northwestern. Skoronski was an absolute force on the field last season, allowing just 6 total pressures on 474 pass-blocking snaps. Although it's unclear whether he'll play tackle or guard, Skoronski's versatility and excellent performance make him a valuable addition to the Titans' offensive line. The Titans made a bold move in the second round by trading up to select quarterback Will Levis from Kentucky. Levis has tremendous arm talent and a quick release, but he lacked high-quality throws in college. However, the Titans' offense, led by head coach Mike Vrabel and offensive coordinator Todd Downing, is tailor-made to suit Levis's strengths. With the help of this coaching staff, Levis could develop into an effective starting quarterback in the NFL. In the third round, the Titans added running back Tyjae Spears from Tulane. Spears is an explosive player who could be an excellent complement to Derrick Henry in the backfield. Last season, he forced 63 missed tackles on the ground and averaged at least 4.5 yards after contact per attempt in each of the past 2 seasons. His abilities make him a valuable asset to the Titans' offense. The Titans continued to address their offensive needs in the later rounds. They added tight end Josh Wiley from Cincinnati in the 5th round, who at 6'7" has a big frame and can find space over the middle of the field as a receiver. Additionally, the team selected tackle Jalen Duncan from Maryland in the 6th round, who has good footwork and fits well in the Titans' zone scheme. Finally, in the 7th round, they added wide receiver Colton Dowell from Tennessee Martin, who is an explosive downfield threat and adds much-needed depth to the Titans' receiving core. Overall, the Titans' 2023 draft class has the potential to be a game-changer for the team. They addressed key needs and added high-potential players who could make an immediate impact. With their strong offensive draft class, the Titans could be poised to make a deep playoff run this upcoming season. There you have it. These are the teams that we believe made the biggest improvements to their roster at the 2023 NFL Draft. Do you agree? If not, let us know which team you think should have made our video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to never miss out on our uploads.